checking out this video. Don't forget, like and subscribe.
I will start, I suppose, with the Saturday NCAA championships. They were up 80% from last year in 18 to 49. They 703,000 viewers and an 0.18. I think they were up in viewers over 70%. 18 to 49 is 80%. And again, those people didn't know what was going to happen in the main event. If they knew, I'm sure the number would have been much higher. And the other thing is that, like with AEW, this stuff is broadcast also on ESPN Plus. So these numbers are probably the majority of the viewers for sure, but the actual numbers would be even higher. But the Gable Stevenson Wyatt Hendrickson match as the main event, which also was very criticized, beforehand. In fact, they even addressed it on the air about how Cormier even addressed it and just goes, all these people complaining about this being the main event, and he just goes, this is the main event. I think people wanted the Carter Starocki going for his 5th title and thought that that's more historical than Gable. And had Gable won, I would say that they would have been right. It would have been more historical. But he lost, so it ended up not being more historical. But the big rating, and again, that's for people watching live. That's not people knew. Like I said, if they knew that what the result was going to be in the main event, that number would have been even higher. But it was a great number for college wrestling, the biggest in a long time. And then we'll go to the AEW experiment, because that was the other piece of big news. Obviously, huge success. The Saturday and Sunday shows after the college basketball games. I mean, look, the numbers are not a surprise. The numbers are not because the AEW product is so hot, but it was good enough to keep the audience that it kept. And again, in the time slots, there was basketball on several stations, and every one of those stations had a TV show after the basketball game was over. TBS on both nights did have the tournament games, but there were other stations that had stuff, and the AEW shows beat everything on television, including what was after games. They actually beat a primetime, the Saturday night show beat a primetime NHL game on, I believe it was whatever network has the NHL. I think it was ABC. It was a really big success. I think going forward, we're probably going to be seeing more of this. Obviously the Stanley Cup playoffs and the NBA playoffs are coming. They're both going to be on TNT. Not every game of each, but many games will be on TNT. And on Saturdays, I think that this will probably be the case, where you'll be getting even bigger lead-ins, especially the NBA playoffs, which is much bigger, than this weekend's NCAA tournament, because we're not even in the big rounds yet. So I would expect good. I think that the negative of this is, I think they should have put on killer shows, and I don't think these shows were killer shows, and especially big angles. I mean, we got a pay-per-view coming up in less than 2 weeks, in a week and a half, and we're starting to get a card now, but it also looks like that. I almost think that you could put a better card together with the guys not on the pay-per-view than the ones who are, at least so far, because, you don't got matches. You don't got Will Ospreay. You don't got Takeshita. You don't got, Young Bucks. There's, Adam Page doesn't have a match just yet. Up and down, and more and more and more, So, Okada. Maybe some of them will be added, but I mean, I actually could look at the list of the guys not on the card. It's an incredible list. But anyway, so the deal is that they didn't take advantage, especially because both nights drew tremendous in 18 to 34, which is where AEW's been hurting of late. So, in fact, they had a lot of people who they could have impressed with the product. And, I just thought that the Saturday show was like a normal show and the Sunday show was like a normal show. It should have been, they don't have chances to, the Wednesday shows do not draw this kind of younger audience. And they should have, going forward, they should, on these weeks, the A show should be the shows after the NBA games on Saturday.
Are you one of those youngsters today who listens to Spotify? I don't even know what it is. But I do know this. All of our podcasts are available at Spotify. You can head up right now and sign up. The easiest way to do so, f4wonline.com/Spotify. And for just $9.99 per month, you can listen to 84 podcasts on any given month. 84! 2 to 3 podcasts every single day covering pro wrestling and mixed martial arts. And if you think about $9.99 per month, that's just pennies per day. So check it out today on Spotify. That's f4wonline.com/Spotify. f4wonline.com/Spotify.